I was so dumb, but I hopped on a plane, almost drove right back to the 541. Shitty U-turn on the freeway, you turn me from a fiend to a way to you fun. I can wait in the sun for a little, but it's been real gray, and tonight it's a nice C1. I can wait in the cold for a while if the reasons are plenty.
Welcome to the podcast, everybody. I'm Alex at TSB Pod. He is Ski at TSB Ski. He is King at Jeromney. Yeah, thank you, Booble. And millions, of Rocks fans? No? Tweet at one of us if you want to. We're also on Discord, Sports Brewery on Discord. We just had a music bot join our Discord. I immediately deleted his messages. I haven't kicked him out of our Discord yet.
Is that the boat?
It's the boat or whatever it's called.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
Oh, that's you?
I'm trying to get the stupid fucking soundboard to work on this stupid fucking app that you shoved down my throat. The worst app ever. Can't even play anything from our phones. It's terrible.
Borderline erotic.
It's a joke.
Okay, fair enough.
I made my opinion on Discord clear.
King loves
I think it stinks.
Yeah.
Can't even hold a phone up and go ding, boing. Nope.
That is weird.
Are you saying we should be moving to like YouTube Live?
I'm not saying that either. I'm just saying this app stinks.
You know, what's funny is I made a note to bring up YouTube later. Maybe we'll just start off with that. Also, twitch.tv/abrog87 if you want to watch us every Wednesday or Thursday. Do that. It's fun. Get in the chat. Bullshit with Booble. Let's talk about YouTube, because I just saw a thing while watching the game that is happening right now, which is Game 3 between the Nuggets and the Heat, that they're about to launch this multi-view thing, which it's essentially like, remember when we used to have picture-in-picture in TVs back in the day, where you could watch two games at the same time?
Oh, yeah.
They're doing 4 at once.
Oh.
And you could do the quad box if you want to, because they also have NFL Red Zone. So, I mean, NFL Red Zone's like $1 billion, and nobody's going to want to do that. But here's my question, though, because you got YouTube. You could do YouTube Premium, which is all like the regular YouTube content. YouTube TV, which is live TV. Then you got the quad box that you can do with anything. And then you got NFL Red Zone. They do have Red Zone, right? They have Red Zone and Sunday Ticket?
Yes.
That's it. Yeah. So they have both.
They're
right?
a package deal, I would say.
Yeah, that's right. They had the package
not
deal
a package
for it.
Deal. You have to buy it. You can bundle them, but
bundle, yeah. You can get them separately.
Streaming's the future.
Wait. If you get Sunday Ticket, you don't get Red Zone. Like,
you have
with
to pay.
it?
It's extra.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's insane.
What? Bundling, streaming, it's the future. It's going to be so much cheaper.
By the way,
even though it's more expensive now that it's on YouTube TV than it was before.
By the way, Mark Cuban on Twitter the other day asking people, he's like, just out of curiosity, what's everybody's favorite illegal streaming site? And everybody drops the streaming sites they use, as if he's not going to try to shut them down. Like, you dumb idiots. You guys are killing Stream East. Not that anybody knows what that is or uses it. No, but so here's my question, because, Pac-12 TV rights, whatever. We've talked about YouTube before. So if this is what YouTube is starting to roll out, that seems pretty legit. Would we be super upset if there's this thing where they put everything on YouTube? I mean, they're grasping at straws right now anyways.
This was called Comcast or Dish. This is what it originally was. We're going to take all this stuff and we're going to have a nice little package where you can watch it all from one place, right?
And they're
have you heard of cable?
Exactly. So that's
wild.
So YouTube's trying to become cable. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, but cable doesn't have all of those things.
It did at one time.
It did. Why did they get rid of it? That's another question.
People didn't like it.
What the hell happened to picture-in-picture?
No one liked it.
I mean, they didn't give it a chance, I feel like.
I mean, okay, so every September football rolls around and people show off their little setup. Like, I have 18 TVs. How awesome. Not that awesome. 2? Okay. 3? No. 4 pictures? What am I watching at that point?
It's a really good
Yeah,
point.
unless the only purpose I see to it is if you're gambling on every one to where you want to know just what.
Sure.
Because you're not. If you have 6 different games going that you're not betting on, what are you doing? You're just half paying attention. 1/6 paying attention to 6 games at once. It makes no sense.
That's a problem. That's like an addiction to sports that you need to kick. Like if you're watching that many games with no gambling.
Now if there's
by the way, Ski, this is made for you. I don't know what you're complaining about.
that's what phones have. I have all the scores I need at my hand anytime I want.
I can just hit C on my Comcast remote and see scores
Yes.
for everything.
Exactly. And honestly, I don't like during the football season, like you were saying. I don't want to watch one game in its entirety, let alone 4 at the same time. I just want red zone. Give me the highlights. Give me cool things that happen. I don't give a fuck about this 3rd and 9. Great, cool. Have fun watching that, people.
That is the amazing thing about red zone. Is it sort of eliminates all of this. Like you don't need cable. You don't need. You don't need the quad box because they give you the quad box if they feel like it's useful for you. If it's not, then they're not going to give it to you.
Yeah, they're all in the red zone. If someone's about to score, the quad box pops up in red zone. Yeah, I guess I've kind of fallen out with, like I said, I don't want to watch an entire football game, really, NFL at all. So the Sunday ticket to me makes no sense, especially if you're king. You got probably 10 Chiefs games
Cannot relate. Can't relate.
Yeah. You don't need Sunday ticket to watch.
I'm just saying, come January and February, I have a lot of whole games I want to watch. It seems to be a fixture at this point.
It's like, oh, are you guys watching games that matter towards the end of the season? That's interesting.
Weird.
Hey.
Man, we got home field advantage coming up, I guess. I don't know. Oh, did the Chiefs play today? Oh, that's interesting.
Have we won yet?
If you guys are in the playoff hunt, your teams are going to be on primetime late in the season anyway. So I don't see a purpose of buying Sunday, NFL ticket anymore
or the YouTube thing, especially.
Or the YouTube, exactly.
By the way, if you package all these things together with YouTube, it's going to be like $1 billion a month.
Yeah, you said you have the premium YouTube, right? What's that a month?
I do. It's like, I'm trying to remember. I think it's like $12 a month or something. Something like that. Oh, am I chunking?
12 something a month?
Am I chunking?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah,
12 something a month.
It's like, YouTube Premium is like $10 or $12 a month, something like that.
Yeah. Then you stack ticket and red zone on, and
and that's just paying for not having commercials.
Yeah.
So, like, if I were to pay for YouTube TV, there's commercials, right? Isn't that the deal? I don't think you can have YouTube Premium TV where they get rid of commercials.
Yeah. And there's no way Sunday tickets get rid of commercials.
No,
absolutely not.
So,
all right, so it's a no. So we're saying no.
It's a no.
Okay.
No.
I'm still leading the way for Apple for the Pac-12. I would still like to see that happen. I'm pretty sure I'm in the minority with that, but that's fine. Whatever.
If you don't mind it,
I pay for it. Well, I mean, that's the catch, though, is they're going to charge you an additional, but they're going to charge you an additional like $75 to get.
See, that's the thing. Yeah.
For a whole season? Because that's not that much. I'd do it.
I mean, the MLS package is like $100, and people are like, "Nope, it's flopping." I know
I would do
college football is more popular than the MLS. I'm not other than Lionel Messi, but the MLS package on Apple is not doing well.
Well, I mean, MLS is really
I totally get it, but yeah.
Well, MLS going to have to come up with. Sounds like they're leveraging a lot for bringing Messi in for 2 years maybe.
It's
3 at the most.
It's an amazing thing that's actually happening, isn't it? Like, because there were rumors like a year ago that he was going to be part owner and then go play for Inter Miami, and it's actually going to happen now. He said no to PSG, said no to Barcelona, and he's actually going to come play in Miami.
I think it's hilarious because if you look where Inter Miami plays, It's like may as well be Orlando. It is not Miami.
It's not Miami.
And if you look where Inter Miami is playing right now, guess where Inter Miami is playing right now?
Jacksonville.
No.
I have no idea.
Fort Lauderdale.
Birmingham, Alabama.
Alabama, of course. That's a perfect place for Messi to live and
Messi-
play soccer.
Messi playing games in Birmingham, Alabama. Like, how fucking funny.
Can you imagine?
Like, I mean, I'm not tuning in for it, but I just find it amazing that he's like, you want to know? I mean, Zlatan did it. Beckham did it. You know, some other guys have done it, but Ronaldo tried to do it in fucking Kansas City. Sporting KC that was like them and Ronaldo thought they were getting a thing together and it just didn't work. The MLS is just funny that way. Where guys like, well, I don't know. I just want 2 years of super easy soccer where I play in Birmingham, Alabama, and in the state of Kansas.
Well, it's either that now or you take the Saudi route and just get paid a shit ton to play average soccer for a year or two.
Ronaldo did that, and then Karim Benzema just did that too. He's like the best player from Real Madrid. He just went to play for a Saudi team for $1 billion. Like,
you watch out for your Hotspurs, King. I think they're coming after Sonny.
well,
I mean,
Harry Kane's a free agent right now too, man. Harry Kane. Are they going to dismantle your Spurs?
I mean, they better. I mean, would they finish like 7th in the table? Right? Isn't that the talk?
That was very well done.
Talk.
That was very well
Terrible.
done.
Terrible. Bollocks. Bollocks to you, Tottenham.
Now, are they bollocks or are they the dogs bollocks? Because the dogs bollocks means they're good. So,
oh, no, they're just bollocks.
So they're just bollocks. All right.
They're just bollocks, yeah.
Oh, British people.
Can't wait until their season starts again in 19 days because
that's how
soccer never ends. It's just one long season with fake cups in the middle.
Basically.
And they say Derby is Derby because the UK is dumb.
They're all fake cups, but Manchester City's winning all of them anyways.
They can win all the fake cups they want.
Yep. Lots of trophies.
Did I see like West Ham was playing in something today?
I think didn't they? Yeah, this is the wrong place to have that conversation. I was gonna say like, didn't they make European football? As if you guys give a shit.
Definitely don't.
Yeah, no.
But again, just another fake tournament / cup / league. Champions League, that's a league, right? Yeah. So
Champions League is the league for all the best teams in the leagues around Europe. Yeah. And then the Europa League is the second tier of that. Yeah.
Of course.
And you know, the Spurs missed all of it.
Oh well, I mean, I really wish they could have won the the time zone cup. That would have been very sweet. You know, a little cool thing to put in the trophy case.
This is great from WCP. Like he puts this in here as if we know what the hell it is. He said West Ham won the UECL.
Oh, I mean the UCL. The United Emirates Champions League. I mean, how do you not know
the
that?
Emirates?
Yeah. How do you not know that? I mean, it's standard. It's been around for a very long time. It's super popular, bro.
I love that every team in Europe has Emirates Airlines on their jersey, and nobody outside of Europe, or I'll say, no, that's not true. Nobody in the United States knows what the hell that airline is or what Emirates is. It's like there are stadiums named Emirates. It's like amazing.
Don't they just fly to like Abu Dhabi? Isn't that kind of their goal?
Sounds about right.
I think so.
But they really like advertising on soccer uniforms. It's the league below the Europa League.
Oh, I mean,
this is third tier.
Third tier Champions League, basically.
It's no Cascadia Cup, I'll tell you that.
Sure isn't. Speaking of derbies.
I mean,
throw out the records.
White Craps.
White Craps and the Flounders.
Shittle.
Forget about it. We have gone too long without talking about Oregon baseball, and I apologize. So we should start now.
Well,
I was here.
King's the fucking.
I was here from day one, back in February, talking about Oregon baseball. And now all you Johnny-come-latelys, oh, they won the Pac-12 championship tournament. Oh, they swept their way through the Nashville Regional. Oh, they're 69% chance to win the Super Regional in Eugene against Felicio Bob. Oh, I'm a big fan now. No, you're not. I'm the big fan. I'm the big fan. From day one in January, if you listen to this podcast, you heard me talking about Jake Stoffel, Niku Rashida, Cedric Sabalos, Travis Diener, Steve Novak, Dameron Mason, Joe Cameron, Ryan Amorosa, Todd Townsend, Marcus Jackson, Quiseme Barrow, Dwayne Wade, Chris Grimm, Niv Berkowitz, Rob Hanley, and Shane Groob. That was me the whole time talking about the Oregon Duck baseball roster. And also,
did you even say
Did I catch
Sabalos?
I heard a Seb Ice chill in there. Little Cedric Sabalos.
There you
yeah,
go.
he had a home run in Nashville.
He did. Saban Sabalos is a baller, man. He's
Cedric Sabalos.
he's the guy who made the that like he's the bare hand play guy against Vanderbilt.
Yeah, the Vandy Boys.
Yeah.
Same with Travis.
When
Hell of a 3-point shooter, too.
Steve Novak.
Look, teams don't just go into Vanderbilt and sweep the Vandy Regional. The Commodores, Xavier, forget about it. This here is a baseball school. None of these pretenders are going to take on this Oregon Ducks baseball team. Are you kidding me? By the way, Felicio Bob is fantastic.
Oh, you got that.
Like we can't just like let that slide because it was too good. Very well done. I've never heard that before. That's probably a thing. I've never heard it before.
I'm sure it's a thing.
If you just came up with it, then they sold out already, like within a couple
sold
hours.
Out with quickness.
Yeah, very quick.
It might bring in some temporary bleachers. They're saying.
So they're doing like a fan fest thing. So like Friday and Saturday are the games that are for sure going to happen, and then there might be one on Sunday. They're doing like a fan fest thing where like 3 hours before first pitch, they're setting up like food trucks and this whole big thing in the part between PK and Autzen. And then that's just going to stay there while the game is going. And they're like, everybody's still going to be there. They're going to show the game on the back screen on the Jumbotron at Autzen. So like people who just want to hang out, like can still be next to PK and watch the game on the TV. It's pretty bonkers. Good idea.
Did they get you some?
If people are wanting to go, fuck it.
You get some VIP treatment there, King, for being the number one Duck baseball fan. Or what?
Apparently, I didn't.
Oh, what?
It's
Man.
blasphemy.
Wow.
Blasphemy.
Todd Miles, Rob Mosley.
Rob Mosley had his
Figure
hand
it
in
out.
here to keep you out. I have a feeling.
It's probably my fault.
I'm hearing Joey Mack
Blocking
tried to
Joey
get
Mack.
me some. Joey Mack tried to get me some tickets, but old Robbie Moe remembered
Shut it down.
2017 and shut it down.
Joey Mack's a good
He
kid,
never,
man.
he never forgets.
Disgusting. Just disgusting.
Hate to
I've
see
been
it.
to so many games this year in my head that it's disgusting.
Number one baseball fan.
But I will say, this is not a slight. This is not a slight. This is not a slight. I love how Oregon sports fans can bandwagon anything.
So good at it.
PK is gonna be electric.
So good.
It's gonna be so good, and no one cared. No one.
Okay.
I bet you
No.
half the people didn't know that Steve Novak was a 2004 Marquette player. Like he's not a relief pitcher for the Ducks. Travis Diener, absolutely not an Oregon Duck baseball player. Surprise, Dwayne Wade played for Marquette, not a Duck baseball player. Like, I just think it's funny that that place is going to be out of control, insane, and no one cares.
Well, it was the same thing in 2012, which is the only other time they've been to the Supers. Is nobody went to a game during the regular season, and then like all of a sudden, right before, like in the regional, they're like, "Oh, Jimmy Sherfy's the shit. Let's go watch.
Surf's up, baby.
Let's go watch.
Surf's up.
Let's go watch Jimmy Sherfy and Ryan Healy. Like, yeah,
that like-
superstars. I've always loved these guys.
Was Tyler Anderson on that team too?
No, I think it's a little.
Or is he
I
after?
think he was
I
after. Yeah.
No. What do Duck fans do? They hop on the bandwagon better or jump off better? You know, we saw it with Duck basketball, men's basketball this year. Ooh, people jumped off real quick.
And that was different. COVID protocol.
Yeah, I don't know that Oregon basketball is really a bandwagon thing. Like it was during the Final Four run. It was like I'll say that, but like I feel like people are mostly out on men's basketball, just in general, just because even when they're good and like somewhat fun to watch, like that place is getting like half full, maybe. So
the game started 8 on Wednesdays, so
I'll never besmirch fans for not going to sporting events, like especially here. Like I get it, but like baseball is truly like literally nobody goes during the regular season. Nobody pays attention. Nobody cares. And now they're in the Super Regional, and it sold out in like an hour.
It's raining and 45 degrees. No wonder people don't jump for the first half the season at least.
No, but like people don't even pay attention. Like it's not just like going to games. It's not even paying attention. They don't know. They did not know who Riku Nishida was until last week.
I mean, I will say I did kind of know who
we did, because he's the wood bat guy. We've talked about him many times. Big fans. Actually,
slaps home plate with 2 hands.
Actually, we learned he's a sand bat guy during the regional, and he changes his bat based on vibes. Which I love it. Which is so good. It's
so good. So good.
He genuinely, he is great. Like and we should feel shame for not following him earlier. I get it, but he is great, and like everything about him is great. He swings like Janie Takeda. He's a fucking slap ball hitter, dude. Like how many fucking baseball slap ball hitters have you ever seen? He's real good. Ichiro, right? I didn't want to say Ichiro for obvious reasons, but like his swing is exactly like him. It really is.
Raphael Belliard was a fucking slap hitter.
There you go. Thank you.
Raphael Belliard.
I had to go way farther back to get a guy like that.
Raphael Belliard.
Mark Lemke.
Mark Lemke.
Yeah, old fucking Punch and Judy hitter.
Is this where we do the 90s baseball roster? Are we doing that yet?
Sid Bream. Marquise Grissom.
Orlando Cabrera.
Terry Pendleton.
David Justice.
No, but
Mark Wohlers.
Does this have a chance to jump off, like, for if the Ducks win and go to Omaha?
No.
Because we never had, like, a real, like, run for baseball.
They're pretty good now.
In 2012, they should have made the Super Regional.
They should have, yeah.
They choked.
They didn't.
No, the weather's too crappy, and because even if you watch an OSU game in like February and March on the Pac-12 network on a Thursday or whatever, Friday, it's half full, 75% full. It's more well attended than PK Park. Don't get me wrong, but it's not it.
I mean, you say the same about, the men's basketball, though the non-con games are a ghost town at that night. Once the regular season starts, it picks up. So maybe, if the team's good and that makes a run here, like I said, after that first half the fucking season, the sun comes out and gets nice. I can see people jumping aboard if they do good.
I do not.
Because people stayed on that softball bandwagon for a while.
Yes, but it's a much smaller stadium.
Much smaller. Yeah.
It is.
So it just looks
full with 1,000 people there.
Yeah, I mean, you get 2,000 people at Jane Sanders, and it's like overflowing.
It is. It is exciting, though. I'll say that. And like I was talking to somebody about it the other day. Like they were asking me like generally getting to know you questions. So like you're into sports. Like, do you actually watch sports? And I was like, yeah. I mean, part of the conversation was like, yeah, watching an entire baseball game is like impossible. Like they're so long. Like there's a lot of slow, boring parts. And then literally like the next day I watched an entire Oregon baseball game. Yeah. And so it's been fun to watch, like follow this through.
Well, I said, it's nice that they have pitch clock too, as well. But we brought, I think it was when you were gone, King, we were talking about the M's and how, they're might be gone here
They
in
are
a year or two.
gone.
And this, to see the M's get bumped from like a 6-game series in town, where I think I saw Alan say it's going to cost them like $500,000 because it was some big like corporate things going on for it.
That's rough. That's rough. That sucks.
Do we just stick the nail in the coffin now? Is this?
Well, I mean, this could be a decent jump off for another topic. Yeah, I don't think the city of Eugene is going to build them a stadium. We're going to sit on just the really sad and decrepit and empty and dusty and never used fairgrounds for whatever fucking reason, because that's just what we do in Oregon. But at the same time, I'm seeing that Oregonian article, or not Oregonian, a Wall Street Journal article that came out over the weekend about Phil Knight re-offering to buy the Blazers, right?
Yep.
And in the article, there's a section saying if he got the Blazers, he would do stuff to the Moda Center because it's like the 4th oldest arena, and spruce up, the Rose Quarter area, which would lead into like the $400 million he's already pledged to clean up around the convention center into that area. And Blazers Twitter was like, nope, grift, don't want it. New roof on the Moda Center. That arena is fine. We don't need change. Stop building. Grift. He's offering his own money.
Yeah, that's
Portland. Like, I find it's really annoying to me how like I don't know, is business the right word? I don't even know if that's the right word for it. But like growth, the state is.
Yeah,
because
not business. That place is dead right now.
Oh, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. Yeah. It's a ghost town. It sucks. Yeah. It stinks.
Yeah,
I don't care that it has a new roof. That area fucking stinks. And the trend is all over America is to build a stadium with stuff around it, like an entertainment center. And not every place can be LA Live, like Staples or some of these other places. That's not possible. But between the M's, I just have no faith the city's going to build them a new stadium. They're gone. They're playing in Washington somewhere. And then the Blazer fans, Blazer Twitter being aghast as someone said the Moda Center is kind of old. Guys, build stuff. Be ambitious. Because when I was reading that, I read something that was kind of, like a rabbit hole about 1 million years ago before the Seahawks. And I already knew this. But before the Seahawks went to Seattle, it was between Portland and Seattle. Portland was going to build the Delta Dome. And that's where the NFL was going to go. Portland, not Seattle. Ultimately, didn't build it. Seattle came up with the funds, then left. At a certain point, I'm tired of reading these, and boy, this is a different tangent. I'm tired of reading these articles about how downtown Portland, downtown Eugene, Salem, because face it, those are the only 3 towns on the I-5 corridor that matter. Sorry, Medford, I apologize.
Roseburg.
Sorry.
We see you. We hear you. Let's be real.
Alas.
Apologies to Junction City, Justin Wilcox, big ups.
Yeah.
And they're on 99. I don't count them on the I-5.
That's fair.
But it's just kind of annoying to read all these sort of how this place is depressing. I remember when it's like, but you don't want to build anything. And I know sports aren't important, and I'm reticent. I don't live in Portland. I don't live in Multnomah County, so I wouldn't be funding any of this stuff, even though, like I said, Phil Knight says he'll pay for it. But I would pay for the M Stadium, but it's so nominal to me. And again, that's not the same thing as $1 billion new stadium. I totally get it. But at a certain point, you have to give something to get something. And I'm just afraid that Oregon is just going to just let it all go away. Just not the Blazers, but on this level, like the Bend Rockies, long gone. Portland Beavers and Rockies, long gone. Salem Volcanoes, long gone. And are any of these things like multi-bazillion dollar drivers? No. But at a certain point, just invest. Like, it cracks me up that the only cool sports things that get built in this state are like that stupid, unnecessary, completely unnecessary new indoor practice facility that just kind of got land swapped in where they moved the science center. Like, totally unnecessary. That's not an economic driver at all over the course of 10 years. But that's all we do. It's just the U of O. That's like the only like progressively building thing. It's just bizarre.
Did I see that your Hops are building a new stadium too?
You know what?
So
that's a good point.
Yeah,
the Hops are building a brand new stadium while Ron Tonkin Field is like 9 years old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Exactly. And we brought it up where
actually I think Tonkin is like actually pretty old at this point. Like, cause I think it is, because didn't they start like it was already there when they started playing in it? Like it was like a multi-use place, and then they So I think Tonkin's been there a while. It wasn't called that, obviously,
but I agree to your point there, King. Where especially, we're seeing it right now with the A's in Vegas. People in Vegas do not want to pay for a new fucking stadium. But like I said, if Phil wants to cut the check himself to redo all that up there. And I could have swore for the M Stadium they were talking about like a tax on rental cars.
Yeah,
where it wasn't even gonna affect people's pockets.
But people still get very weary about hotel taxes and
we're not
going to
pay for
taxes.
it. No, you're not going to pay for it. That's the point.
So build everything you fucking can if it's going to be on tourist dimes. I get if it was like, oh, where the people here need to fund it, then I could see people being a little standoffish. But yeah, this isn't going to affect you at all.
And I mean,
if
like,
anything, it's bringing more jobs in.
Like, shout out to Jacob Archer, Alan Benavidez, everyone involved with the M's. We all probably go to a couple games a year. It's not like we're season ticket holders or anything like that. But the fact that I think they're going to move is just kind of sad. They've been here for like 60 years or whatever, and yeah, it's just high single A. But you got to have something. I like I said, the city of Eugene, state of Oregon, we are great at bandwagoning. We are not good at baseline sports stuff.
Maintaining. We're not good at maintaining.
No.
We're very good at getting excited for a little while, and then we lose interest.
And are the M's back-to-back champs too?
All they do is win.
Like 3 out of 5 years.
All they do is win. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's A-ball. The big league clubs doesn't give a shit about winning and losing at that level. But for the fans, hey, you're seeing a good product.
Well, I think the point is like, so yes, they do win, but like people go. Like people.
That's why.
So again, it's random. Like everybody else is basically like us. They'll go to a few games a year, but everybody in the community does that. And so the games are consistently well attended, and people buy concessions, and they like, I would be shocked if the M's didn't consistently make money. Otherwise they wouldn't be going as long as they've been going, and Allen wouldn't be who he is. So like, this community losing the M's would be devastating. Like, it really would. Like, just so again, we're not people who are super excited, gung ho, going to a billion games a year. But I think everybody to a person would say, like, if you go up to anybody in the Eugene Springfield area and they're like, hey, what would you think if the M's were no longer here? They would be pissed. They'd be like, that sucks. Like, oh man, I haven't been to a game in a few years, but man, I've had a lot of good times there. Like,
but they also wouldn't give them $50 to stay.
Honestly,
that's the conundrum. It's like kind of a different tangent, but that transportation tax from like 4 years ago, where people are like, what? $2.02 on this paycheck for the month? Really? You're going to complain about $2, $24 for an entire year? Just we are special in that way. And I know many states hate taxes more than us, but we are very special in that regard as well, when we want to be.
Selectively, very selective.
Very selective. Very selective.
It's interesting. By the way, Booble looked it up for us. So Tonkin Field opened in 2013. Hillsborough Stadium, which is next to it, opened in 1999. So I got those mixed up. Thank you for that.
But yeah, still not that old of a team.
2013.
Yeah.
It's like 4 years younger than PK Park.
Yeah.
And that's where it is. There's a certain allure to like old minor league stadiums too. So I think
there used to be. I don't know if there still is going forward. Because I feel like a lot of like the wood box stadiums have kind of
they burned.
arsonist hit them. Yeah.
Arsonist hit them. Yeah.
Literally burned. Thanks to some South Eugene high school kids.
Roosevelt
like
Middle School.
Roosevelt Middle School kids, yeah. Speaking of by the way,
there.
there's something we didn't bring up was South Eugene High School star Bryce Betcher.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Playing some center field,
athlete.
getting on base every single time during the regional. Gotta love it. Go Axe. Yeah, we say Axe now.
Give him the axe.
Give him the Axe.
Where?
Right the neck.
It's the back.
The back.
Back.
Kind of cowardly, man. Stabbing somebody in the back. I'm just saying.
I don't know what. You're right.
I mean, it's not a great fight song. Have we talked about everything we're going to talk about with Oregon baseball?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm glad you brought up sort of the Phil Knight thing too. Just because the Blazers, Dame, there's still talk about what they're going to do. Like the draft, when is the draft? It's like a couple weeks from now, 3 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
2 to 3 weeks.
The draft is like 3 weeks from now. So the Blazers have to do something. And Dame was asked about if they were to trade him, where he would want to go. So he prefaced it by saying, I still very much want to play for Portland. I think we have a young team with good pieces where we can, if we can, be smart and make some moves, we can still contend. But he said, if I were to be traded, the places I would want to go are Miami and Brooklyn. And the reason he said Miami, obviously Miami's in the finals right now, but the reason he said Miami was for Bam. He's like, Bam's my dog. He's friends with Bam. And the reason he said Brooklyn is because of Bridges. And so, by the way,
who I said they should try to get in a trade.
Bridges, they should trade for. So that's like very well played by Dame, you got to say, just because he's like, okay, I laid it out there. This is where, if they were to think about trading me. I heard that.
Carry on.
Carrying on. If they were to trade me, this is where I'd want to go. So that's finally actually out there. But also, hey, hint, hint, trade for Bridges. Let's go make a run. So nicely done by him, because that's the first time he's ever actually entertained the idea of a trade. Are you playing robot music over there? You're doing your own. Are you doing your own show again?
I am.
Showed himself. No, but what do you expect him to say? Say, if hypothetically, if you get traded, where would you want to go? It's like, I want to go play with my buddies. Essentially, is all he said. Or I think he said Boss Celtics were in there too.
I didn't hear him say the Celtics.
I think there were 4 teams he brought up.
Okay.
But
No, he left the Celtics out. He was asked about the Celtics. He did not.
He did not reply. All right.
Celtics and Knicks were the teams where he was like, nah.
No comment. Your mic got real echoey. Did you change something on it?
Maybe. I don't know. This Discord app really sucks.
Are you about to do a wrestling intro?
No. I don't know.
Yeah, back to the beginning.
Bye-bye.
What was that? Do that one again.
Bye-bye.
They say bye-bye.
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 What is that one? By the way, we can totally hear it now. So whatever.
Oh, you can?
We can.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
great.
Yeah.
We're doing great. This is
No.
content. This is premium content, folks. Creepy. You're getting creepies in the chat. Is that a car? Ooh, yeah. Let's play the game where you play the sound effect and we guess what it is.
It's always a fun game.
There's no way you guys get this one. Oh, yeah, maybe you will.
Well, I mean, that's
Dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun.
da-da-da-da-da, yeah.
Whatever.
Are we gonna get hit with a trademark violation for that?
Oh.
That thing's so old. That's got to be.
That's public domain.
That's definitely public.
Charge is public domain.
Yeah.
I didn't get that one.
No.
All right. Moving on. Let's see. Should we talk NBA Finals at all? Do you have any takes? The Nuggets just went up 2-1.
The Nuggets are better. They're going to win. There it is.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you got your one Heat win, Ski. So now it's
That's
all,
a gentleman's sweep. Yeah.
now it's all
And
Nuggets.
the Nuggets should have won that game too. It should be 3-0 right now.
Yeah. Got some heart. Got some
I thought it
disappointment.
would just says all right. I thought it would just say all right. So when he said he got his one win, thought someone would drop in and say, all right.
Got some disappointed harp is what we got.
Ooh.
That's like somebody played the harp and then a crowd was like, "Oh, we didn't want the harp." Bunch of disgruntled harp listeners.
No, I think there's only like one more thing in the NBA was seeing CP3 get released today.
Yeah.
And I said, there's a strong chance the Blazers will add him to think it's like, yeah, here's the push to help Dame. We're going to get CP3.
So what are you doing, my guy?
The Blazers get CP3. He's
That might as well have just been you laughing. Wait, was that just you laughing? Did you record yourself laughing?
I did not.
Okay. Yeah. So we're sort of faced with a conundrum here because I famously hate Chris Paul. Like he's Bush League. He flops. Like I hate him. I hate his style of basketball. But he's a Hall of Famer. So we're faced with another like Carmelo Anthony situation.
It's not coming to Portland.
Well, okay, but the discussion at least is if you can get Chris Paul as the Blazers, do you go after Chris Paul? Probably.
To play what? To play what?
To be another point guard with Dame.
Point guard?
Yeah.
Veteran presence.
The idea would be that you get a veteran guy who can come in and help, and you probably get him on like a cheap 1-year deal or something like that. That's the idea, if you could.
I mean, he's old, coming off an injury again. He better be fucking cheap.
Like Melo? I'm just saying.
We are not entertaining CP3 to Portland.
Okay, good. Good, because I don't really want to begin with. I fucking hate
Don't
the
It's
guy.
happening. It's happening.
I hate him so much. Like if Portland got him, I'd be, whatever, great. But I hate him so much, and so like
He's gonna end up as a Laker
Yeah.
or a member of the Heat. It is what it is.
You're super echoey, by the way. So I don't know what happened to make that happen. It's just a thing. So if it's something we got to just deal with, we can just deal with it. I'm just saying.
It's a thing.
Discord, man.
Okay.
Worst app in the face of the earth.
Yeah. Worse than
That in the
Twitter?
Pac-12 app.
Worse than Twitter and the Pac-12 app?
Easy.
Wow.
Easy.
Wow. Join our
Wow.
Discord, by the way. Sports Brewery on Discord. Get in there. Have some fun. Okay. So CP3 out of the way. Let's see. What else do we got?
I mean, there was
The
kind of a big
the
thing happening in golf.
The NCAA video game, the golf. Yeah, okay. Let's talk golf then. So the PGA and the Live Tour combining forces, which is amazing.
Whatever that means, I still don't know what it fully means, but
I mean, I
gonna be
can't wait to watch zero golf throughout the year and be so appalled that I will watch zero golf now throughout the year.
To continue watching zero golf.
I don't care. I think the last golf I watched was like the November Masters, that first COVID year. So I was like, oh, the Masters in November. That's weird. Let's eat a turkey while watching the Masters. But after that, it's boring and I don't care. I'm just being honest. Boring, don't care. Saudis are corrupt. Jay Moynihan, whatever his name is, total cuck. I don't know.
There's been some extremely good memes coming out of this, though. I'll tell you that much. I saw it was Phil Mickelson teeing off a ball into the Twin Towers. It's a lot of 9/11 stuff is what's pretty much coming out of it.
It's I always just think it's funny when super outspoken rich people are just made to look like idiots. And that's very much what happened with the PGA here. Like there's no way around that.
I mean, I get where the PGA players come from, because the guy literally came up and said, "Hey, if you're going to be with us, you're with us. We're against LIV. We're against all this money." And then this guy turns around, doesn't say anything to them, and just takes the money. And these guys could have gotten paid, like whatever Tiger's crazy number, like $750 million or whatever he was offered. He could have taken that. And then what's it been, a year right now? Is that about when LIV started?
Imagine how pissed Elin is. I mean, that's like 3/4 of that's hers. I'm just saying, man.
Oh, it was. This is
post.
This was a while ago. She doesn't get that money. She already got her $1 billion+ settlement out of it.
Go to the judge. Let's reevaluate this child support we're talking about here.
I guess my only real take on this whole thing is it's sad that it just shows that endless money wins.
Yeah. Because
the LIV Tour was a bad product that no one watched. It was a terrible product. No one watched it. It literally was not even on TV. They had to pay the CW to air it on TV. And when it was on TV just like 2 weeks ago, the final round was cut off to show some rerun from 2005.
Like Charmed rerun or something.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of depressing that just an endless pit of money is always going to win, even if they're throwing just a shit sandwich down your throat. Because that's what LIV was. LIV was a shit sandwich. I don't think the players that were on the tour fucking cared. Because they got all the money up front. And they're like, hey, I can wear shorts and walk up to a tee box with Diplo playing golf, but louder.
So, that's what the PGA is paying for, essentially, right?
I don't know.
They're paying for the golfers. Like, they're paying for the names. That's it, right? Wow. Soft.
I think they're
so soft.
I think the PGA took them. They were also in like litigation with LIV. Like, there were many lawsuits happening.
That's what it was. Is the Department of Justice was starting to sniff around, and I'm guessing that they knew that if it went to trial and there was a discovery, that the PGA Tour would probably win some, lose some, but in the end game, they would no longer be a nonprofit, a nonprofit entity. And that's where the rub was.
And then making whatever crazy amount of money the Saudis are giving them on top of it. That's exactly what happened. But, I mean, like I said, is money going to kill, like, the, European soccer, too? I mean, if they're paying these guys out, like you said, Benzema's still, like, in his prime, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
If you're pulling out,
he is still really good.
Yeah,
by the way, Ronaldo's not horrible either. He just didn't fit.
He's old.
He just didn't fit with Manchester United. He's still really good. He's just, he just didn't fit in with that team for whatever reason. So yeah, no, you're right. Like the fact that they're buying away all these like legendary, really good players, they are towards the end of their career, so it makes sense that they're doing this now as well. But
I mean, that's what the LIV was it was mostly over the hill guys that maybe were once good and some younger guys that aren't good enough to really compete. There was only a handful of guys that were actually like in their prime good where they would still compete. like I said, if they keep throwing money at these soccer players, shit, what's going to happen there? I mean, all of a sudden the EPL is going to be kind of dog shit too. Because no one's still going to watch whatever this weird Saudi league is.
You can't.
You can't. Yeah, they don't even air their games.
It's crazy because you hear these stories where Ronaldo scores like 6 goals in a game. He's playing against like farmers or whatever. Like,
yeah.
It's like when
Jordan.
Zlatan came to LA, it was like
totally.
Well, he's over the hill for Europe, but did you just see him score 2 goals from 90 yards away
Incredible.
in the first 2 minutes? Like in the first 2 minutes of his first game,
he was a fucking highlight machine. Like seriously, like just if you're listening to this and you have no idea what we're talking about, just like look it up on YouTube. Zlatan Ibrahimovic highlights when he was in LA. Like the goals he scored were incredible. like just toying with children. Basically, it was amazing. Good idea from Booble in the chat though. Like the Saudis should back the NCAA football game.
They should.
They
might get one then.
They should create a competitor for EA Sports. I'm into it.
Pay each player like $1 million for their likeness.
Yes, because we're talking about the Saudis. So speaking of nefarious characters,
yeah.
Did you see who the Department of Justice charged today as an insurrectionist on January 6th? Jimmy Pesto. I used to watch Bob's Burgers.
Oh, Bob's Burgers. All right. Yeah.
Yeah. The voice character from Jimmy Pesto was in the Capitol building.
The voice actor?
Yep.
Which character is Jimmy Pesto? I haven't
He's
seen
the guy in the restaurant across the street. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I did not see that. That's pretty fucking good.
It's like a perfect character writing.
Yeah.
Damn it, Jimmy. Jimmy Pesto.
Yeah, thank you for that in the chat, Booble, for Iron Sheik. We're about to get to that here in a minute. So, yes, the Iron Sheik passed away today or yesterday? I don't know.
I
think today too, yeah. By the way, do we have anything else before we get to that? Do you have a keeper kick? You haven't done that in a while. Do we want to read a 90s baseball roster? We got some time.
Hey, do any of you guys have Amazon Prime?
Yes.
Do you know if you sign up for a Grubhub Plus right now on Amazon Prime, it's free for 2 years?
What is it like? What do you get with that?
Free deliveries for 2 years.
I like that.
Yeah, just letting you know.
Through your Amazon Prime account, you can get that
Yep.
deal. Wow.
Yep, it links right. Yep. Shout out to capitalism.
Yeah, big up.
Bezos.
Big up to Bezos.
Shout out to Bezos. Speaking of nefarious characters,
that's your boy, right? Ski?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't need to sign up for that. I got a free card for it already.
Yeah, do you get the Platinum Prime? Is that what you get?
Oh, there's like, you know how there was like the black Amex card?
Yeah.
No one, it's pretty much that. It gets delivered in like 6 hours, whatever you want.
6 hours. It's like you have your own personal drone just to deliver things.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I love that. I love that for you.
Yep.
Ski played keeper kick with his segment and kicked. I like that.
He did not keep that segment around.
No.
Keep that segment. Good call, man.
The effort of finding things to keep her kick.
Yeah. No, it's tough. It's tough doing a weekly thing, isn't it? Like that trivia during football season is a motherfucker, man. It's work. This podcast is not supposed to be work. We're supposed to roll in here. We watch a movie, we roll in here, talk for an hour. That's supposed to be it, man.
By the way, next week I'm breaking in a new little segment.
Okay.
Just throwing that out there.
Are you going to tell us what it is, or are you just going to like drop
No,
it
I'll
live?
tell it to you on the fly.
Okay. I love it.
You'll get it. You'll get it. It's a visual bit. You'll get it.
Oh, visuals.
Ooh, I like it. So twitch.tv/abrog87.
It would be even, well, I mean, it's not that visual. I mean, I'm just saying.
We are in a visual medium, so this is perfect.
It would work better if I could ever get fucking sound to work on goddamn Discord, but alas.
And if people actually watched us, that'd probably help too.
Whatever.
All right, let's do our list. Let's get to it.
All right.
Unless you guys got something else. I can't think of anything else.
No, baseball, it's in the dregs of baseball. I don't give a shit.
I mean, we could talk about the NCAA thing because
definitely don't care about
the video game. Just because like the what is it? The College Football Players Association is telling the players that they should boycott it or just not opt in because that's the option. All players have the option to opt into it, and they're telling them not to.
Then don't opt in. And you want to know what? It'll still be white quarterback, 6'4" with spiky hair, number 10 at Oregon. Like, hey, okay, don't opt in.
I don't know. Can they do that though? Because that's why they got in trouble in the first place.
Now they'll figure out a way to. They'll figure out a way.
Pasta Padre, that's the way.
Yes, you can just download it online anyway.
Yeah.
So I think before we get to our list, the one last thing I want to say is, holy shit! Did you guys see what New York City invented today?
Smoke.
Smoke! What? Congratulations, New York City! You invented smoke today. Round of applause. Very good. We're all so proud of you. Oh my god, you guys are from the people that brought you. What do you call a place where you go to get toilet paper, a soda, and cigarettes? Here it's a bodega. It's the only place that exists, right? And everyone's like, a gas station, a convenience store, a neighborhood Walmart, any fucking store in the world. What are you talking? Nope, only in New York. Only in New York. Only in New York. Can you get a can of ravioli and a Slurpee on a corner? Only in New York. Big ups. Shout out to Joey Crack for inventing wildfire smoke. Big up to Noriega. He's out here on the streets, you know? Nasty Nas. He's way to invent forest fires. I love it. And then seeing at the end of the day, all these New York Times and all these being like, this is incredulous. You guys think we didn't cover the forest fires in the West Coast the last 10 years? No,
you didn't.
Because I see people tracking it, and you've tweeted more about the Mets Stadium being under smoke at noon when they're on the road than you did about the state of California, Oregon, and Washington burning down. So, no, I don't think you covered it. Go to hell. Worst state in the world. Worst. Well, okay. That's an exaggeration. I shouldn't say that. But
dubs up, West Side.
I just think it's funny that New York invented wildfire today.
We're bringing back the rivalry, man. East Coast.
And the wildfire. What's so funny to me is they're like, "Oh, it's so bad." It's like, the air quality's not great.
No, it's bad.
But you want to know what? That fire is 300 miles away. The stuff on the West Coast, it's like 30 miles away.
It's next door, and the air quality was like 5 times worse.
So much worse.
Not even close.
If you just look at 2001 Oregon and Fresno State football game, it's shrouded in smoke, and that's not even the smokiest. It's not even the smokiest.
No,
one.
and remember that was like the limit was like 210 or something, wasn't it? And that was like it was like 195. All right, we're doing it. We're playing the game. Get out there, boys.
It's so funny in hindsight thinking that LaRapa was tracking air quality when Nebraska came to town. That game was getting canceled. Okay.
Right.
And again, I know New York, you're the toughest people in the world. You tell us all the time. You canceled a WNBA game because of smoke, because someone opened a window and their office smelled bad. Get in a subway, drive into the Hudson, and never come back. You're the worst. You're so soft. You're lame. But thank you for inventing fire. Way to go, New York. Never heard of that until today. Congrats.
What's our AQI even at? Like 150s?
It got up into like the mid-2s.
Oh, mid-2s.
Wow.
Hey.
Somebody's got some smoke in their state, don't they? 200. Whoa.
And it's so funny because just thinking even about at 2000 when San Francisco and LA were just showing blood red sun and moons, and New Yorkers were still just whatever, go Knicks. Knicks.
We were breathing in ash for a good few weeks. I seem to remember.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do that. It's bad.
No.
I'm told. You know what, WCP? Like, save it. Like, why are you bringing this information to us? He's like, oh, it was in the 300s to 400 range today.
Oh, wow.
Cool story.
Congratulations. Another thing, way to go, New York City, for inventing AQI today. I'm shocked you figured that out in one day.
And where'd you get that news from? The New York media?
Right.
Okay.
Losers. Worst major city in the U.S. I'd rather live in Houston than in New York. Imagine going into Subway every day to go get groceries. Disgusting. Gross.
We know
nasty.
We know the person in our chat who is susceptible to propaganda, and it ain't Booble, huh? actually, I think everybody in our chat's probably, but it's beside the point. I'm glad you brought that up. I was going to bring that up when we first started, but I forget why I didn't. I think we started with something else.
Well, I mean, between Liv and the smoke today, the 9/11 jokes have been kind of off the charts because, I think I think Manhattan has seen smoke before. I distinctly remember a day in the early 2000s where I'm just saying.
I never forgot it because they told
never
me not
forget.
to,
Never. I hope Canada, I hope they, the fires calm down, they get some Patriot poutine, and the smoke goes away, and everything can be fine. Big ups to New York, invented fires again.
Canada's got that good tax money, man. They should just put up big fans and just blow it all into New York.
Blow it all right back in New York.
Yeah.
If New York City could just rake their streets, like Trump said, maybe there'd be no fires 500 miles away. That's all I'm saying.
A lot of people are saying New York has the best fires. I'm not saying
seriously.
But I've heard a lot of people say.
Canceling an indoor sporting event because of fire.
It's incredible.
Incredible. I'm sorry. Incredible.
Congratulations.
Superstar.
Congratulations. They're the best. All right. Let's do our list. What's our list? Who came up with the idea? Was it Yuski? Okay, what's our list?
Yep. Well, as Booble brought up with Iron Sheik dying today. So it is the top 3 foreign stereotyped wrestlers.
But not like our. I made this clear before we.
It's not your
started.
favorites.
Yeah,
because they're all usually very racist.
We're acknowledging that they are overtly racist.
The top 3 most racist stereotype wrestlers of all time in our opinion. Yeah, not our favorites. Not our favorites. That is the wrong word to use. All right. Who wants to start?
All right,
I'll go.
Can go.
Yeah, go ahead.
My number 3 is Roddy Piper when he did his gimmick of going half black at WrestleMania 6 against Bad News Brown. And he painted his body half black. He threatened to go all black, but he just went half black. And he came out and he was doing some soul dancing. But here's the kick. Because it was controversial even in like the mid 80s. Andre the Giant switched his paint from temporary paint to permanent paint. So when Roddy Piper had to get on the plane to leave WrestleMania 6, his face and his body was painted half black.
Legendary move from Andre the Giant there, man. That's so good.
He was woke, baby.
And apparently it was
Antifa!
Apparently it was like mostly Roddy Piper just going off the reservation with that one, where he was just doing his own thing. Like it was like a rumor that he was thinking about doing it, but not that he was actually going to do it. And then he fucking did it. And it was like, oh, don't. But Andre the Giant getting ahead of that shit and just pranking him.
No one said, oh, don't back then.
That's true.
They said, yes, more.
That's fair. I guess I'll go my 3. So he was originally, when we first came up with the idea, he was my 1, but I found some way worse ones. So my number 3 is Yokozuna. Because Yokozuna is not Japanese. I don't know if you know that. Like
he's Hawaiian, I'm pretty sure.
The guy, he's Samoan actually.
Samoan.
Yeah, the guy who was Yokozuna is Samoan, and the fact that they put him in that outfit and had him rub his ass in everybody's face is just amazing. Like, so, I mean, wrestling has sort of wrestling has a history of this. Go ahead.
He wasn't rubbing his ass, really. He would, like, do the Yokozuna drop. Rikishi was the one that would rub his ass in people's face.
Jesus, I forgot about Rikishi. God damn. Yeah. But the reason I picked him is because, like, wrestling has sort of a history of making people who are not that race into that race. And very stereotypical version of that race. And he's like a good example of that. So
this isn't my number 3, but his like valet, Mr. Fuji, who would like walk out with him. I think I remember him just saying like wild shit also, like racist shit.
There's a lot of
he was a Japanese guy, but it was
like the Japanese stereotype characters in the WWE and WWF and whatnot, like are pretty legendarily racist. Like just so bad, man.
All right. So my number 3 is a fucking double whammy because it's the same guy, 2 different characters. First, he was Papa Shango, like the voodoo guy back in the day. And like, oh, all right, maybe that's problematic back then. You know what? We're going to flip it, and guess what you are now? You're the Godfather.
You're the Godfather. You're a pimp.
Rolls out with a bunch of hoes with you in the hoe train.
The hoe train.
Oh, his hoes. Oh.
Oh, puppies. Oh my God.
Amazing.
Papa
Shango is amazing. Amazing.
That combo was my number 2, by the way.
Was it? Yeah, it's a tough combo to beat.
I gotta say, I'm pretty sure we liked the Godfather character when.
Yes, we did like the hoe train.
We did like the hoe train a lot when we were that age. Yeah. So, are we part of the problem? Yeah. Fucking shut up.
This out.
Shut up about it. How about that?
You fucking Ninko fucking poops. You figured us out.
You got us.
You got me.
That's good. Let's see. Oh, so Booble says, to be fair, Charles Wright, the guy who played Godfather, ran a strip club in Las Vegas in real life.
Perfect.
Of course he did. Of course he did. Or is it me? My 2? Okay, my number 2. I didn't know this, so this is part of my research. I found this out, but so we all know Harlem Heat, and they are favorites. Stevie Ray, Booker T, fucking love them. Everybody loves Harlem Heat. Do you know their origin story? Like, have you guys heard about their origin story?
They created wildfire.
I mean, they might as well. They might as well.
They
might as well. So they started out their characters as convicts who would walk out to the ring. They did this once live. They didn't actually do it on TV. They walked out to the ring in chains, and then when they got to the ring, the chains would be taken off, and they were led by like their manager was like a plantation owner dude. They called him Robert Parker, I think it was. And he totally like Southern accent. Y'all come out to the ring and do some wrestling, okay there? Like that type of dude. Holy shit. So I guess like the only time they actually ever came out as those characters, they got booed off like out of the fucking ring. Nobody liked him, and they changed it to Harlem Heat like right after that. Colonel Robert Parker, Booble says. Here's an interesting fact from Booble about Colonel Robert Parker. Famously had the biggest dick in the history of wrestling. Allegedly. Hashtag sources. So they had to get him out in that ring at some way.
Right.
Man. Crazy.
All right. I think I'm going to save this for number 1 because it is ridiculous. So my number 2 is Superfly Snuka. So, he's in like the island garb, but to King's thing, the big thing for it is that Rowdy Roddy Piper hit him over the head with a coconut one time. and I think like actually split his head open.
Yeah, that would hurt really bad.
But that was a thing. It was like a send him back to the island thing. So he bops him in the head with a fucking coconut. It's like, man, the little like feathered like outfit, everything. Yeah, Superfly, great guy, great wrestler, loved him, but ooh.
Didn't McMahon drop an N-bomb once? Like,
multiple times.
Like on the air though? Like no,
yes.
I mean like during the
yes.
show. Yeah.
Yes.
And it wasn't it was fine, right? Like nobody cared back then, right? It's just so weird.
You can look it up on YouTube.
So weird. So
the best one is the Booker T N-bomb when he's talking about like Hulk Hogan, and then he's just like, oh man. Fuck.
Amazing. Yeah, I forgot. I've been slacking. We got some in the chat too. So 3 from Booble was Kamala.
Yeah, another.
Yep. Kamala.
Yeah.
Oh, Kamala.
I think he had a spear.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3 from WCP is Colonel De Beers.
Oh, I know that one.
I don't know that one. Yeah. And then let's see. 2 from Booble is Muhammad Hassan.
That's my number 1.
Which I
That's
think,
it.
yeah, I think, yeah.
Yeah, that's my number 1.
Yeah.
Because I'll just get it out of the way. Because the gimmick was 9/11, not that big of a deal. Get off the Middle Easterners as he imitated praying to Allah and being loosely a member of Al Qaeda. Not great. It lasted less than a year. Early 2000s. I think it was like 2003. And yeah, not great.
That's amazing.
It backfired very quickly.
Can you imagine being that guy? Like having to play that character? Can you imagine? Like you leave the arena? Like after 9/11? Like what are you doing to this person, man? Jesus, it's not worth it. Yikes.
Can I give you guys a little thing I learned while looking this stuff up?
This was
sure.
By the way, this was fun to look up stuff, by the way.
I did not realize that Sergeant Slaughter was a problematic character.
I learned that too.
Yeah, he was an Iraqi sympathizer, was part of his character during the Gulf War. I honestly did not know that was eventually part of his shtick.
Well, you need that heel turn, and where do you go? Yeah, he backs the Iraqis in it, I guess.
Hey.
Always need that heel turn.
Did you see the picture?
I'm gonna give you maximum Hussein pain.
Did you see the picture, like the Photoshop picture from back then of him with Saddam?
Oh God!
There's like there's a picture of him smiling with Saddam Hussein. It's so good.
Insane. That's insane.
So good. Oh, wrestling. Let's see. Number 2 for WCP was Kamala. Gotta keep. Every time I see that name now, I'm like trained. Kamala Harris. Like, all right. All right. Are we to ones?
I've already done my one. Mine was
You got it.
Okay, so my one is Chief J Strongbow. Very obvious reasons. So, famous, really popular at the time Native American character who was an Italian guy born in Philadelphia. So, again, not native at all, like no Native American blood in him whatsoever, but played Chief Strongbow. Had the headdress, the whole 9 yards. It's such a bad look. But very classic wrestling of that era.
Yeah, it's not my number 1. I'm gonna piggyback. There was a little person wrestler called Little Beaver who was like a Canadian fur trapper. He had like a mohawk and he was supposed to be like indigenous look. Yeah, this was like in the early 80s even.
What a stupid! I mean, terrible gimmick.
I know. Like I said, early 80s. Yeah. They were really hurting for ideas.
What was his name?
Little Beaver. He had a mohawk and like a little hatchet.
I'm not laughing because it's so bad. Oh my God.
The fur trapper. A fucking fur trapper.
But that doesn't even beat my number 1 still. So I believe this was either early 2000s or mid 2000s.
So he's your honorable mention. Okay.
That was just because for your Native American add on there. So my number 1 is the Messi Cools. They were a group where they rode into the ring on like lawnmowers, and they were lazy, where they would be like sleeping backstage, and like workers would come by and be like, tell them to get back to work, thinking they worked like the concessions and stuff. Ooh. And this was not that long ago.
I forgot about the Mexicools. That's so bad.
It said like, yeah, instead of John Deere, it said like Juan Deere,
Juan Deere.
like, on their something like that. Yeah.
Surprised no mention of the Nation, because didn't they have like? Isn't that where The Rock got his start or whatever?
Yes.
Was like joining the Black Power like tag team
Essentially
group. Yeah.
The Nation of Domination.
The Nation. Yeah. Yeah, Booble just mentioned them too. They had 2 tall white dudes in the group too, apparently. He also mentions, honorable mention, Chavo Guerrero once had to play a white golf caddy named Kerwin White. Why are they doing this?
Oh, well, quick add-on. I just thought of it.
Yeah.
Oh, what was his name? It was the guy that would walk out with the $1 Million Man, who was like, it was the black guy who was like the $1 Million Man's
Virgil.
manservant.
Wasn't it Virgil?
Virgil, yeah.
Yeah.
He was like dressed up like as his manservant.
He was, yeah.
Yeah.
But in part of my research, I learned that they had a good turn with that, where he eventually.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, where he eventually kicked DiBiase's ass and like turned into the Virgil who he ended up becoming.
They set that up for like 3 years.
Yeah.
It was the long game on
him
that.
being his servant. Yeah. Number 1 from Booble was Funaki. Again, man. So another over the top like Japanese stereotype. There's a bunch of those. And then WCP's number 1 is Rowdy Roddy Piper in all of his many cringe moments put together. So,
but not his half blackface.
He had a lot. Yeah. He had a lot. Honorable mention for WCP is Mr. Fuji, which I think you mentioned him earlier, Fuji. Right? Yeah. Also, I had an honorable mention here of the Saba Simba character too, where Vince McMahon got Tony Atlas to be a wrestler and made him Saba Simba, put him in like.
Was he like a leopard, a leopard print stuff?
Leopard print, like whatever they call it, and then he had like the big headdress with like the spear and shit. Like, oh boy, you guys. Oof.
I love old wrestling. They gave no shits.
Yeah.
It was amazing that people thought of it and be like, yeah, let's do it. Any idea? Let's do it. Run with it.
Yeah, how do we look at it?
It's racist. God.
No, like it is. It's racist, but like also it was wrestling in the 80s and shit. 80s and 90s and shit. So it's like they should have known better in the 90s. But like in the 80s, the 80s is famously the worst decade. So it's like,
I mean, there's still 2 industries. Well, 3, I guess. There's a few industries that can still kind of just do the racist stuff overtly. It's wrestling, it's UFC and boxing, and porn. All of those bundled up can still be overtly racist and like not try and hide it. Like just straight up be racist, and people are like, it's a gimmick.
Yeah, stereotypes are fine here. Like,
yeah, we know what we're getting into. It's fine.
No booble.
And wrestling has chilled on it quite a bit, but still.
Booble says comedy. No, that is not true. You cannot get away with that shit in comedy anymore. I guess maybe it depends on who you are, but you are definitely held to a different standard nowadays in comedy.
When they pull, a lot of episodes of characters in blackface, things like that, even though it's like comedically, shown.
Unless you're Dave Chappelle, then you can say whatever the hell you want. Which, yeah. Okay. Anything else?
Well,
we
can bring up our movie this week because there is a surprising, thing that would not be able to happen, if the movie was made today.
Very much so. It's something we mentioned with Vince McMahon earlier.
Yes.
Yeah, our movie on Sunday. Watch it. It is on Amazon Prime. It is Shaun of the Dead. So we're still doing Zombie Month as our theme.
Zombie Month.
Thank you. And Ski's movie this week is Shaun of the Dead. So it's on Prime. Go watch it. Listen to us talk about it on Sunday. So, thank you. I forgot to mention that when we first started. Okay. Anything else?
All right.
We good?
See you guys on Sunday.
See you
Definitely
guys
Sunday.
on Sunday.
Ducks would have we advanced already.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
2-game sweep.
Yeah.
Fellatio Bob. It's over.
Yeah. Nuggets.
Ping.
It's done. So
Slam-a-lam-a ping dong.
Nuggets won the championship. The Ducks are advanced. So
Going to Skomaha, baby.
yeah, baby.
Skomaha.
See you in Omaha. See you in
Skomaha.
Omaha, bitches.
Quack.
With the trademarked O though, like the one you're not allowed to use, the Oregon O. Yeah, that's how that works. Okay, bye.